Weylin Lapuaho here on the offensive line. And Weylin, it's year 2 here at BYU. You switched over from right guard to left guard. How's that been? I think you played left guard, though, at Utah State. Is that right?
Yeah, so I actually started the season out last year at left guard,
That's right.
and then I blew out my elbow, so it was probably better to me to play the other side. So it's not a bad switch. So I've been able to convert pretty easily.
So the elbow injury, I think that was Kansas game, right?
Yeah.
And then you had that injury, and then so that kind of led you to switching over to the left side?
Right. Just better for the elbow, and just a little bit easier in pass pro and run blocking for me because the injury wasn't completely healed, but it helped out.
How do you describe your style as an offensive lineman? And I ask this because I've heard you're one of the more nasty offensive linemen in this program.
Yeah, I would just say aggressive and full-on effort, just trying to play through the whistle and give me my best effort, even though maybe my technique might not be the best, but trying to mess up the dude across from me.
How would you, I think you were asked earlier, but how would you just assess the first 2 weeks of this offensive line? On the outside, it feels like you guys have made improvements from last year, but what's your assessment as someone who's in the trenches?
Yeah, I would say there's definitely improvements from last year, but definitely not how we thought we would play and how we want to play. So, it's week 1 and 2. We're not really like tripping on it, but we want to play better and get more rushing yards and all that. Open up the pass game.
Do you guys feel like you got better though last week?
Oh, for sure. I think we're getting better and better each week coming along. So that's a plus.
It's what's been with Coach Woods? What's his style of coaching? And it just feels like it's just working. The messaging, everything, the accountability. What's his style that's just working with this group?
Yeah, I think you just said it. It's his accountability and him not letting you slip. You know what I mean? I think offensive line is that position where we're big guys. We could get lackadaisical at sometimes, and he just makes sure we're always, trying to sharpen our tools. You either gonna sharpen it dull or you're gonna sharpen it sharp. So he always makes sure we're on it.
What led to you wanting to come to BYU after being a talented freshman, started every game at Utah State? What was it about here that said you wanted to be part of this program?
I mean, BYU just in a whole. My dad is actually a big BYU fan, so that had to play a little part in it too. And then just what BYU produces up front. They always have guys going into the next level, and that's my dream, of course. So, I thought it was the best option, and to play for a home state team, it's great.
What worked? What is it about your skill set that just worked at the college level where from the moment you've arrived in college football, you've been a starter? Not many guys can say that through year 3. I mean, what do you attribute that to?
Man, I'd honestly say my brother and my pops and just having a chip on my shoulder. I'm going to Utah State. I didn't get a lot of offers out of high school, so I had a lot to prove at Utah State, and I think that drove me to be who I was up there, and then helped me out definitely now too. So
it's great to hear and talk with Weylin Lapuaho here on KSL Sports, KSL News Radio. The offense going into this week against Wyoming. Still confident going into this thing with Jake as quarterback and just the offense at large that you guys can produce at a high level?
Oh, yeah. So super confident. We just need to execute and have all 11 guys on the same page and just do our job. And, the game's simple once you do that. With
the running back situation kind of murky with Kalani just making it clear that LJ's doubtful and Hinckley Flau's doubtful, how critical is it for the offensive lineman up front to create those running holes and a path for Miles and all the rest of the running backs?
I think our running back room is deep, and of course it's going to be on us to make the holes. So, but I don't think there's a drop off between running back 1 or running back 3 or even 4. So I think we'll be fine.